Hey, Jen Bothran here from Soulutions Counselling. Today we're going to talk about connecting. Am I the right counselor that you want to connect with? Why would I be the right counselor to connect with? Do I share anything that you've gone through? Do I understand anything at all about what you've experienced in your life? I don't know. So what have I experienced? I know how hard these experiences can be. I have experienced so many things in my life, just like you, just like everybody in the world. We all seem to think that we're alone and we have nobody to talk to. And it's easier to get help or communicate with somebody who has experienced the same situations as you. So let me tell you a little bit about what I've experienced. So at 13, I started with anxiety and depression. It was probably more like 12. It destroyed my whole life, my whole entire life. My friends were going out doing things and I was stuck at home. I couldn't leave the house. I had no idea what was happening to me. I didn't know whether I was going crazy. I just didn't know. I would wake up sweating and couldn't sleep at night. If I could get to sleep at night, I felt like the world was closing in on me. My hands would get sweaty. My heart would race a mile a minute. In my head, I'm like, okay, well, if I get to the hospital, I'll be okay because they can give me something for this and it'll just stop. And then I think, well, what if it doesn't stop? Then I'm just gonna feel panic over and over and over and over again, and I can't handle this. And am I gonna die? Am I gonna faint in the middle of the mall? What happens? I don't know what happens to me. Help me, and I can't breathe, and there's nothing that anybody can do, and then I'm just losing it, and it's just so much fear. I don't know where to go from here. So now that you know that I've experienced anxiety and depression, connect with me. I can help you through this. I know the steps to take. I'm a survivor. I know you can be a survivor. There is a happy ending to this. The other thing that I've experienced in my life is abuse. Abuse comes in all different forms: sexual, emotional, physical. There's so many different ways of being abused. My sexual abuse started at the age of 4. And it was hell, and I could never tell anybody. I didn't know who to go to, I didn't know who to turn to. It was a family member, and then it was our close neighbors, and from there it just went into the way I lost my virginity was through sexual abuse. And I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. If this has ever happened to you, connect with me. I would love to help you through this. Bullying, it affects every single one of us. My son's head was stuffed in the toilet numerous times. I called the police. What can they do about it? Principals, they just pass it off as though, I mean, not all principals and not all police officers, but our hands are tied. When I was growing up, I was fat. And I had a really icky last name, and everybody made fun of my last name. Everybody made fun of, that I wasn't the smartest camper, that I was fat, that I couldn't do sports as well as them. And it made me feel horrible, and I suppressed everything, and I didn't have a good family life, and I had material things, yeah, okay, but without love, you have nothing. And I felt absolutely no love. I just felt like I wanted to die. If I can help you with that, please connect with me. So self-harm. There's so many different ways of self-harm. I have loads of experience with it. Self-harm can come in all different forms. You can cut, you can purge, you can be in a relationship with an addict. You can have to control everything, and emotionally you're self-harming. It's like a vicious cycle. You go around and around and around and around, and you cut because you want to feel better. You purge because you don't feel worthy of eating, and it takes the high. It gives you a high so you don't have to feel that anxiety or that depression, the guilt, everything. You want to be alive, and then you just want to die. There's so much more for us to talk about. Let's talk. Let's get a Skype conversation going. Any way that you want to connect with me, look down below. You'll see numerous ways of connecting with me. I would love to help. Sexuality. This is one of the key things nowadays And I think it's been around forever. I just don't think we've actually ever talked about it. So, you know what? Huge handout, yay, to all of you that have, sorry, I'm spelling things now, to all of you that have brought to our attention transgender, bisexual, homosexuality, wanting to dress in different clothes, being in love with people that are of the opposite sex, being free, allowing us to be free. When I was 13, I often looked at my friends. They were so pretty. They had breasts and the perfect bodies, and I was this seriously ugly duckling. I had no breasts. I was a tomboy. I was heavy. And so I would look and I would think, does that make me gay? What if I'm gay? Like, and then you start thinking, if I'm gay, I might as well just end it all now because nobody's ever going to accept me and I just want to curl up and die. You don't have to die. But you do have to, in my eyes, express who you are. Be who you are. Be transgender, be bisexual, be homosexual, whatever it is, because you can't live your life for 60 years in a body that isn't you. How miserable is that? It's so miserable. It's painful, it hurts. I have a friend of mine who's in his 50s and he was married for 30 years and I hate the expression coming out of the closet. I like to think of it as a butterfly coming out of the cocoon and flying and just being free. That's what I really like. Letting everybody know that this is who I am. This is who I am. And being able to live that life that you truly want to live. Being you. Letting your wife or your spouse or your friends, whoever, be free. You don't have to be fake. Be real, be you, be loved. And I bet you everybody in your family, your friends will love you that much more because you're real. I hope you understand that. And I hope you connect with me and we can talk further about this. So there's so many things that I haven't been able to touch on, but one of the things that I do want to tell you is there's things about abortion. Yes, I have experienced abortion. It was hell. Every January 9th, I remember exactly what happened and the life that I took. Adoption is another thing. I was adopted, and I have a client actually that waited 50 years to find her son, and by the time she found him, it was a horrible, horrible, horrible. She never told anybody about it, nothing. She had to live with this lie, and she beat herself up every single day, just like I do. Until we work through it, you're not going to free yourself. You can work through this. I've worked through it, and I can give you the tools to work through it. I can't wait to connect with you on Skype or any other way that you want to connect with me. I'm here. So if you feel as though you can connect with me on any of these levels, whether it be grief, remember my husband's passed away, my mother's passed away, I've had much grief in my life, pregnancy, any of these things, if you feel that you would like to get to know me better, or you would like me to get to know you better, which I would love to do, which I always say I would love to do because I truly am passionate about it, but I'm very straightforward. I am extremely straightforward. I don't want to live in the past. I want to get you to the next chapter in your life. So let's get there. Let's connect. Let's make a Skype session where we can connect and talk to one another. We don't have to see each other face to face. I don't even have to know who your real name is. Just let's connect. Hey, Jen Bothman here with you today from Soulutions Counselling. Today I'm talking about comparing yourselves to others.